All right, guys, welcome back to another video. We have a few things to talk about today, including the Tokyo Game Show 2024. But before we do jump into it, if you like daily gaming news content, hit that subscribe button. If you're not subscribed yet, hit the like button if you enjoyed the video, and also check out my Spotify. Link is in the description below. So we'll start off here. We'll talk about TGS 2024, as this is a show that is going to be taking place in September 26th until September 29th. And it's a bigger show throughout the year. There's always some good stuff that is shown off here. Generally, I find they do some deep dives into games that we already know, but we do get some interesting announcements that do come out of the show. And Xbox has been a staple at TGS over the last number of years, and obvious reasons is they want to try to grow in Japan. And I think they've done a good job with their overall offerings to Japanese gamers, specifically within Xbox Game Pass. You think about all of the deals and relationships they've built with Sega and Atlas and Square Enix, with a lot of those games dropping right into the service. And then you take Xbox Game Pass and you put it on mobile devices. If you have a cell phone, you can play it via Xbox Cloud Gaming, really trying to appeal to the gamers there, how they game, the type of games that they want to play. I think they've done a great job. I don't know if it's paid off the way that they want it to pay off, but they're obviously still trying to get a foothold in that region. And then you can also look at them closing down Tango Gameworks, which would be a step backwards in trying to grow there, with their only major first-party presence being shut down. So there's a lot of things going on here. Maybe they're looking at the market. Maybe they're thinking, okay, we have no chance here. Let's just kind of peel back a little bit and then try to grow in other ways. And one of the ways that they are peeling back here is going to be with not being at Tokyo Game Show 2024, as the exhibitors and the list of companies at the show have been announced, and it is a massive show in terms of exhibitors. They say it is their biggest show ever, with 731 exhibitors, 448 from Japan and 283 from overseas. And if you go through the list, you do not see a mention of Xbox. So it looks like they won't be showing up there. And I mean, this isn't 100% confirmed, because if you do remember last year, they did announce their TGS stream very, very late, closer to the actual days of the Tokyo Game Show. In fact, we do have this tweet here from Hazardor Gaming saying Tokyo Game Show 2024 exhibitors list and details have been revealed. Xbox will not be present for Tokyo Game Show online broadcast this year as per the TGS exhibitors list, and PlayStation will exhibit at the Tokyo Game Show 2024 for the first time since 2019. And if you go down here into the comments, this person says, makes sense. Why go to TGS if you have your own showcase or nothing to show? And then the response here is, yeah, also they made an announcement at the last minute last year for digital stream. So I've asked Jez Corden for confirmation, and Jez said he is digging. So we could get some further revelations here as to what Xbox's plan is for the Tokyo Game Show. But I wouldn't be surprised if they do decide to skip it this year. I mean, they already have a huge lineup of games coming out in 2024, and closer to the end of the year, there's a bunch of stuff coming out. Maybe it's nothing that they think is going to appeal to that part of the world, to Japan. So they're thinking, well, we have nothing, no major deals in the works here with some Japanese developers that we're getting games on Game Pass and things like that for 2024, or at least for the rest of this year. So they may just think they're not going to waste their resources showing up at the show this year. I know a lot of people want to see them there every single year, and I would be of that opinion as well. I think that if they do want to grow in Japan, they have to have a presence so people know more about them. They know what's the offerings in Xbox Game Pass. To me, that is their biggest downfall when it comes to Game Pass. Is we have had it for years. It's getting better every single year. We're getting to a point now where the value is just insane. It's exploding, and we're getting Call of Duty Black Ops 6 in it this year. Yet there's still a lot of people that don't know these things. There's still a lot of people that don't know that value, especially in the regions where it isn't popular. So getting that out in front of the consumers is very important. But of course, it looks like here that will not be the case. But PlayStation is showing up at the show, which I think is a nice surprise, because they haven't been there since 2019. They've really been skipping all the major shows here for a while, because they've had really nothing to show. They've had two pretty dry years, and I think next year they'll finally have a decent state of play with a bunch of first-party content to talk about and show off. But PlayStation, in terms of showcases and showing up to conventions and things, just they have not been on point over the last number of years, but they are finally showing up here to TGS 2024. And it says that it is the first time since 2019, and that this, like I said, is the biggest showcase that TGS has had, the most amount of exhibitors that they have had in a while. And in terms of where they're showing up, they have SIE listed under the indie games area and SOE listed under the family games area. So we don't know exactly what they're going to be bringing to this show. I would assume that it's going to be a lot of partner stuff, games that they are working on with developers, like second party deals or third party deals that they have going on there for PlayStation. Maybe this is where we finally get the announcement for the PlayStation 5 Pro. Maybe this is finally it. And then literally they say you can go out and buy the PS5 Pro a month down the line after TGS or something along those lines. I mean, we don't know, but I will definitely be keeping my eyes on what PlayStation brings and what they offer here at TGS 2024. So if you're looking forward to that showcase, again, September 26th to September 29th, there will still be lots of great games no matter what platform you play on. There will be lots of great games to talk about and see, and deeper dives into just exactly what those games are. Okay, let's jump over here and let's talk Lego Horizon Adventures, because we got this announcement at Summer Game Fest. And it surprised a lot of people because this is a first-party PlayStation IP, and they're releasing this game multi-platform on the Nintendo Switch, on PlayStation, and on PC. So you had a lot of people looking at this and saying this is that official moment, that real shift that has been coming, and they've already been doing stuff like this, so it isn't like the first time they've done this, but a real shift here where that console exclusivity is slowly getting smaller and smaller and slowly going away, at least for PlayStation and for Xbox, and putting one of their biggest first-party IPs onto a direct competing platform like the Nintendo Switch is a signal as what is to come in the future from PlayStation first-party IPs and first-party brands. But one of the consoles, of course, that was missing, and people were wondering, well, how come they didn't put it on Xbox, is Xbox. And the Pure Xbox here asked about this, and they say here, in short, we asked about Xbox. Narrative director James Windler said that the team is very focused on pushing the PS5 hardware to its limit. So didn't give a response specifically. This is what he says. Right now, we're just very focused on pushing this hardware to its limits and making this game look as absolutely amazing as it can possibly be on this hardware. And we don't really have anything to announce about Xbox right now. So they say right now, probably just to keep you guessing if it will ever come. I doubt it will, but maybe there is a contract for like a year, and then after that they do release it on Xbox as well. But I mean, they're pushing it to the limits on PS5 to make it look as good as possible, and at the same time are releasing it on the Nintendo Switch, where obviously it is going to be probably the worst place to play it if you're looking for graphical fidelity and frames per second and all of that stuff. But Lego Horizons Adventures, it is going to be an interesting one to see how it does, what platforms it sells the best on. I wouldn't be surprised if Nintendo sells far more copies of it. It is a Lego game more suited towards children. There's a lot more Nintendo Switches out there, a lot more kids with Nintendo Switches. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see this one do very, very well on the Nintendo Switch and outsells the PlayStation version of the game. And sticking on Horizon, as we had heard, they were making a Netflix series, and it looks like that is not moving forward. They're deciding to cancel the Netflix series. It says here, the project, which was being developed by the Umbrella Academy showrunner Steve Blackman, has reportedly stalled. According to Rolling Stone, this report was part of a wider article that accused the showrunner of toxic bullying, manipulative, and retaliatory behavior. So obviously there's something going on behind the scenes there. This show right now is on ice. It's being canceled, and we don't know if they will eventually end up moving forward here with a different creative director and somebody else here to run this show and eventually get it released. But this is something that PlayStation banks on now with their IPs, is being able to make that additional revenue via TV and movies. When they're spending hundreds of $millions to develop their games, they have to have other resources to bring in more money and get more return on investment for it. So they are hoping, or were hoping, that this was going to be able to help with that. And of course, it being canceled isn't a move that they probably want to see right now. So we'll see if they do eventually end up revitalizing that, and if they move forward with creating the show. Okay, let's jump over here. As we know, Sonic Shadow Generations is coming out. And if you ever played the Sonic Generations game, it is a great little Sonic game. I mean, I really, really enjoyed it. So I am looking forward to Sonic Shadow Generations. But it looks like there may be another character we're actually going to be able to play in this version of the game. It says the Japanese Sonic Shadow Generations showcases both sides of the game, interestingly teasing that another character may be playable in Sonic in Shadow Generation. But if you take a look here, you have Sonic Generations, you have the 2 generations of Sonic on there. So you would kind of assume it's probably the same thing here with Shadow the Hedgehog, probably just like a classic Shadow or something. I would be surprised if it actually is a brand new playable character with a completely different movesets and everything. It's just going to be, I think, another skin here for Shadow. I mean, I'm pretty excited for this game. As I said, I really enjoyed Sonic Generations, so excited to see how Shadow does change things up. Okay, let's jump over here because there's an interesting crossover going on for a couple of days. It's not going to be there forever, so you're going to want to jump into it before it does expire. But this is available via Xbox Game Pass, and this is Dead Space meeting Battlefield 2042, and they put out a tweet showing the video of it, and I think it looks really, really cool. You can see like Dead Space cosmetics with the first person shooter mechanics and gameplay of Battlefield coming together. It looks really awesome. It is running from July 9th to July 16th. And basically you're going to be able to unlock some stuff. You're going to be able to unlock free rewards, cosmetics, and you can also pay for the premium Dead Space pack. But there will be a brand new game mode here called Outbreak, and they say where squads are tested by their human resilience and resourcefulness against a new and relentless. I mean, again, if you go look at the video itself, you'll kind of see what that game mode is all about. I mean, this crossover looks really good. Battlefield 2042 has had its ups and downs, but I think it has gotten to a pretty decent place here. And bringing this over now, while they're winding down the game, I would say, before they eventually move over to the next Battlefield, it's just a nice addition. And again, if you're an Xbox Game Pass Ultimate member, it is included in there. You get access to this additional content. You're going to be able to go ahead and play it. And then finally, Dead Rising, we got the announcement for the remaster, the remix, which I think looks really good, and I think it will bring a lot of good quality of life updates to give us the definitive version of this game. It's a good time here for a remake of it or a remaster of it, as this came out a long time ago. But one of the things that is missing is the OG voice actor for Frank West. It says here, Dead Rising's OG voice actor has no answer for why Capcom didn't bring him back. The original Dead Rising is coming back full force, and as picked up over on Twitter, Frank West's original voice actor Terrence Rotolo has been asked why he's not returning for Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster later this year. Here's what he says. Hello, y'all. Your question and support is seen and appreciated. The answer to your question is I have no answer. All I can say is I've been grateful for every opportunity to help bring Frank to life. An actor's job, when called upon, is to show up prepared, deliver your best, and when done, move on to the next mission. I simply wasn't called for this mission. The reasons are the producers own. All the best to you, and the DR fans appreciate y'all. So no answer here. I mean, I'm guessing monetary things, availability, all of that stuff probably played into why they didn't bring him back, but we will see how it works out when this game does release. Is it take away from those, I guess, nostalgic feelings from the original game with the original voice actor, or will it not really be noticed? You did kind of hear a little bit of a difference in the trailer itself, but we'll see how that plays for the entire game. But I'm going to end the video there, guys. If you did enjoy this video, hit that thumbs up. If you're new here, hit that subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.